it'll just start to go up. I don't know if I don't know if you've ever seen this part of the whole streaming process. 60%, and posted tweet, and we are live right now. And Robert, just to give you a heads up, whenever you want to do any kind of recording, turn your phone sideways and you'll get the best view ever. There you go.
Oh, you're cutting off my mouth or the top of my head. No, that doesn't work. Let me try that the other way. No, no, that's not good. This is better.
Yeah, you are on a phone, but whenever you're doing any kind of recording, yeah, it's best to do that. But
I got something in my teeth. Let's see. I can see my picture. It's like looking in the mirror.
but the purpose of today's stream is to continue the X39, and earlier I removed the patch, and now I'm going to apply a new one. I want to try to get in a daily schedule of live streaming.
Still shot would be enough. Just slap that baby on there. Let's go. Got no time to waste.
But that's the thing. When it comes to a still shot, people could argue that, oh, this guy is possibly reusing old still shots, just changing up the slight angle.
Except for one thing. They're going to see an improvement. Didn't you say you lost weight this week?
Yes. Yes. According to the facility scale, which is the only one I'm currently using, I have lost 12 pounds.
Yay! Time to celebrate. Let's eat.
No. I am not going to celebrate that way. Instead of doing my normal way of celebrating,
12 tacos?
My original thought was Panda Express.
Ah, so it is eating.
Yeah,
just something that doesn't digest. It just flows right through you, in and out.
Instead of doing something like that, I am just going to... Why is that in there? I'm just going to reach over here into my Coca-Cola box, which I'm using as storage. And I'm going to reach for one of these. Instead of, like, ordering Pizza Hut or something like that. Even though right now I can get a free pizza. But
a
right
reward
now,
should not be monetary or edible. No reward is as powerful as a reward of the mind. You give yourself something as a mental reward, it's a pat on the back that is worth more than that. Now, I know this from little kids, okay? I raised 2 of them successfully, I hope, so far. And, you know, they're in their late 20s and early 30s, so maybe I know what I'm talking about. You don't give them something to eat as a reward. You don't give them money as a reward. You know, they may need money, but that's a different thing. This is what you give them for reward. You get them a verbal reward. You give them a physical hug. You give them something back. You know, you take someplace and you know, go to a place that's cool. The reward is far better then, because next time they'll anticipate it, whereas they know they're going to get, you know, the Jolly Rancher anyway. They know they're going to get a Coke anyway. They know they're going to get whatever they usually get, you know? That isn't a reward. The real reward is knowing for a fact they did well. They get used to rewarding themselves then. When they grow up and I'm no longer here to reward them, they need to know there's a reward there. Oh, yeah. Do you know you have little veins on your stomach?
Yeah, I know. That's actually a hair.
No, they're little tiny veins, lots of little veins. It looks all blue and red, and I mean, if I looked like that, I think I'd have surgery. Have you thought of having surgery?
A couple of times, yes, but do you want to know what the deterrent was to that?
It's unnatural.
No,
you're going to gain it back anyway.
There you go. I'm trying to point to the camera.
Oh, you got to point to the camera. You actually touch it. You see, you go. Yeah, let's see. It's boom.
Well, I don't want to smear the camera. Occasionally, I do have
boom,
to take it
boom,
down
boom,
and clean
boom,
it.
boom, boom, boom. I'm not actually touching it. I just get close. See?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to look for a replacement. I don't know what kind of mount that is. Slight cold shoe camera mount, because this one the squeezing part snapped, and I was like, bummer. But it's
we're getting into video too here, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's cut this one and start another one. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a new one. A short, to the point. I know you got work, so I'm not going to drag this on too much. So
that's all right. I enjoy this. This is fun. You're a crack up and a half, and you have a good sense of humor. You know, my sense of humor is not too normal. Yeah. I admit it. Most people are like irony. And I interrupt you constantly.
Oh, yeah. Before we go offline, I actually have a question for you. I found this out yesterday from another YouTuber on YouTube, that there was a incident where a person took a paintball and did a drive-by shooting of what appeared to be a homeless person. They actually shot her in the face, from what I heard. And a little bit down the ways, they also shot up a bus stop with a bunch of people there. Yeah.
I'm counting up the crimes. Okay, first off, anything coming out of your car, you know, is a crime. Whether it's, you know, it's worse if it's on fire. Number two, hitting somebody with something that could hurt or damage or at least get them upset. I know paintball seems like that bad, but those things sting. It will leave a welt. Then vandalizing property at the bus stop, and then there's a whole lot of people that are pissed at them now and want to shoot them back. And you never know. Actually, people do carry guns. They might very well shoot back.
That's what actually happened. Another car ended up chasing that car, and they were shooting back with real bullets, apparently. And the primary suspect car crashed, and the suspects fled. They left behind the paintball gun, because you could see, as this YouTuber's walking around checking out the different scenes, one of the police officers is holding a paintball gun. It has everything on it: the hopper, the CO2 tank. Now you can't see if the thing's full, but you can definitely tell that.
Well, I want to see the speed test. I want to see how fast they were sending it. You know, because you can send them out, they don't even pop the ball. You know, that's how, you know, you're just running out of air. But if you have it topped off, they will speed test you at the good places, and they'll tell you got to let some air out or you can't go on the field because it's too fast. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like 70 feet per second was too fast. There was a line about 65 feet per second. I don't know what it was, but it's been a long time since I went out there.
They actually go off the pressure on the tank.
Well, you can do that, but they will do a radar test. They will, you know, you fire the paintball at a target, and they radar the paintball going out the muzzle of your gun. So it doesn't need to do that test. It's actually faster. You come into the, to the what do they call it, congregation area or whatever, This is like instead of church, right? So we all sit there in the congregation. Anyway, before you get on the field, and you fire it at the target, and the speed comes up, and they say, back out, go let out some air, or you're okay to go in. Most people, they already go okay to go in because most tanks are that way. But some people fill their own and they overfill them. And, other than the risk of your tank exploding or you're blowing your seals or something, it's too fast. And, hey, we're armored up. I had full protective gear. It wasn't that hot, which is amazing to me.
Wait. You played paintball.
Of course. Hasn't everybody?
Now, I've only played it like 1 or 2 rounds.
Well, we did the whole day. We had rounds all day long. They had the beginner's round, which I enjoyed a lot because I got hit a lot. And then you have to go back to the start and you go back out again. And finally, you're getting the idea how to hide and how to do stuff, how to pop out and shoot them and hide again. And, they get used to knowing where you're going to hide. So, move around. You're constantly moving. And if you just sit there in one place, I mean, some people would do that. You see how that doesn't work because they will come up behind you and zap you. So you learn all these little strategies right away. And then you get the real game and you try to avoid getting hit at all because you get hit, you're done. That's it for the 15-minute time period. Next game, and you're paying for games. I mean, I was astounded how much money goes into this stuff. And you're bringing all of it there. But they're charging you to be there. It's a referee's time, really, it's being paid. And it keeps it civilized. And I go, well, how's this like? This is like war, right? And you're using an inept weapon, because you can armor plate against it. So you're not really taking anybody out, except that you see the splat, and then that goes. And this is so much like, the battlefield. I mean, I know why I don't want to go to war. I would get hit for sure.
I'm going to leave it to the virtual reality environment. I would rather play Destiny 2 or laser tag.
No, laser tag's better. You don't hurt from that. It just buzzes you, and then everybody knows you're out. And you basically get up a score in some of the games, so you don't get knocked out of the game. You just get a worse score. It's more times you get hit.
Vibrate and temporarily disable your gun.
Yeah, right. I mean, there is that. You have to be like a new soldier every time because a hit is a hit. And
because there's also one other thing in laser tag, and I had this happen to me twice. When I was playing, I had the same pack both times, ironically, and at the end of the round, my back is drenched in sweat, and the battery pack has reached thermal capacity.
You got hit a lot.
No, I didn't get hit a lot. I fired that trigger a lot.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, it's just a light bulb. I don't know why it's a big deal. I think there's a way to game the system is that when you get hit, before it shuts off your gun, you're standing there and you're shooting them. There's a moment, an instantaneous moment, before it starts to vibrate, the light comes on, you think it would shut off the gun right there, but you can shoot it again. And there was a lot of people doing that. Basically, because they're just constantly pulling the trigger. It don't matter. They just, there's no limit. So when they get hit, it stops them. But there was a moment there where they were still firing. Yeah. So their opponent got knocked down the same time they got knocked down. And then when it timed in, theirs was first. So they blast them again. So they constantly keep the opponent down. They can just stand right there in front of them and never get hit except the first time. So they're kind of gaming the system. There was a couple other ones that were fun. Variants,
There's also laser tag where after you fire a certain number of rounds, you have to either recharge the gun by pressing a button or pulling back the slide, or you have to wait for the rounds to reload automatically.
Yeah, that reholstering your gun basically is what you're doing. That's just a variant on it, and there's all kinds. I mean, to me, it's just you're having fun, you're getting out there and doing some stuff. Nobody's hurt by it. It's flashlights, really, and vibration. And, of course, stinky people who sweat a lot.
DEFCON, if I remember correctly, they did the reholstering, well, not the reholster method, the recharge method, where you have to press the button to recharge it.
Yeah.
And then you could fire that thing for a while. And I can definitely tell you, people waited for 45 minutes to a couple hours the last time I did laser tag at DEF CON. I also got a free shirt out of it, but it was fun. Are, are you covering your mic?
No.
There you go.
Somebody's trying to call me. That happens on cell phones a lot. No,
Oh, okay.
DEF CON's fun. They the guys come up with other ways to scam it. Obviously, you can make more LEDs that flash just like the gun, and you can have it trigger from your gun. So when you fire your gun, you actually shoot in all directions at the same time. Yeah, you don't have to you just pull the trigger, and your gun is sort of pointed in one direction, but anybody around you gets shot. And theirs will trigger at the same time because it's sending out the same pulses as your gun is. They basically have I don't know, maybe they have a sensor on the end of your gun. So it just makes all the other LEDs flash at the same rate. So it identifies, you sent it, they get it, and they all go down at once. I don't know how they would keep a score on a thing like that. It sounds like you're gaming the system. But
just like a TV remote, you can actually encode those each electronic bullet that's being fired. So you could track, this gun fired this many rounds, that gun fired that many rounds, and that gun hit this player, and that gun hit this and this player. You can easily set a laser tag arena up like that. In fact, DEF CON actually did that. You could see how many people you killed and how many times you got killed easily on a scoreboard, and all you had to do was look for either your player tag, your player tag or your gun tag. I forgot which one it was.
Right. Okay, well, like I said, my butt fell asleep a long time ago and my brains went with it. So I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
You have a good one.
This is DryTech7 and
Robert.
That's one world of a delay. Please like, comment, subscribe, and please leave suggestions or anything like that for new content or topics for discussion during the chit chat of the live stream.
Or ignore the whole thing. Thank you.
Oh, funny. We actually want people to come and watch this.
Do we?
Yeah.
Why are we doing it this way?